Hello, I'm Rob Padgette, Managing Director of Capital Corridor. On behalf of my entire team, I would like to thank each of you for your patronage and support during this past year.
Well, I think the founding of the agency was the first thing, because we put together some very interesting organizations, created a joint powers authority, a lot of risk and uncertainty. We set about with a contract with BART to run one of the nation's premier intercity passenger rail service. When we added the Fairfield stop about 2 years ago, that was the second thing that I think was really incredible. For the past 2 years, this has been a challenging time for all of us as we've worked through the pandemic. The CCJPA board and staff have been steadfast in our commitment to keep service moving across the intercity passenger rail corridor. We never ceased to provide service to travelers who needed to go from Placer County to Santa Clara County.
We continue to make progress in recovering from the pandemic, and although we had some challenging staffing issues during the summer that required a temporary reduction in our service, I'm happy to report that as of October 3rd, we are now back to full service on weekends and to 12 out of 15 round trips on weekdays. Our riders have responded. We actually saw a doubling of our ridership and revenue in fiscal year 22 as compared to fiscal year 21. As we continue to recover from the pandemic, we're listening to all of you to help understand the travel needs that you have today. I know a lot of you are working remotely or perhaps working just a few days in the office, or maybe going to a conference once in a while, and you need more flexibility. So we've already made a change to extend the amount of time you can use your 10-ride pass from 60 to 90 days. We've also introduced specials to support the groups and families that are more frequently traveling on the train. And we don't want to stop there. We'd encourage you to reach out to us and give us new ideas for how our fare products can better respond to your changing travel needs. This year, we've also made great strides in some of the big capital projects that we're working on to expand our service over time, like the Sacramento to Roseville third track project, which will result in an increase in service from 1 round trip to 3 round trips daily between Sacramento and Roseville. We're working hard to improve service south of Oakland with the South Bay Connect project, which will result in reduced travel times and, importantly, improved reliability through that territory. And we're making improvements in smaller infrastructure projects like signal replacement and track upgrades that will result in improved reliability of service and reduce travel times for those of you traveling on our service.
Well, there's an interaction of several policy silos that we need to be very mindful of. So transportation or mobility around our region is essential to link people to work, to link people to the world, and to have our economy, our environment, and equity actually all come together. Intercity passenger rail does that. With the stops dispersed throughout our region, people can move freely about for a very low cost and participate in the society and the economy. I think that one of the critical issues facing our time is climate resilience. Local leaders are really not leading if they're not watching what's happening to our people and what's happening to the planet that we inhabit and we share. Together, we've got to address that issue and make things better.
I'm happy to report that we received full approval this year from EPA and our equipment manufacturers to use renewable diesel on our service. So what this means is that the life cycle greenhouse gas use of our fuel is down now by 60%, and we'll be transitioning to that fuel source over the next couple months. We have long been committed to sustainability at Capital Corridor, and this next step is a very important one as we show that commitment.
Well, I want to first say it is important to all of our region in Northern California. It's not something that's happening in the Bay Area that's unconnected from the rest of our region. We are all connected around the world. Lake 21 is a way for us to focus our energies, our vision on improving our region's place in the world. From doing the small things we can here locally, we truly will impact the way this planet turns. I want to thank the Capitol Corridor staff. What an amazing team of professionals. And also thanks to our rail partners with Union Pacific, California Department of Transportation, and the Federal Rail Administration. We're truly in this together. And Amtrak, thank you for your service. This year is a little bittersweet. I want to thank Raul Perales, who is our vice chair for the past 2 years, and Jeff Harris from Sacramento Regional Transit are completing their service and won't be with us in the time ahead. All the best to them in their new lives. And a special shout out to our colleague Jim Spearing. Jim is wrapping up 36 years of public service. He represents the Solano Transportation Authority and was the founding chair of the Capitol Corridor. There's no more tenacious and inspiring advocate for intercity passenger rail than Jim Spearing. All the best, Jim. But I also want to thank our riders. You've kept us busy, you've kept us focused. We do customer service surveys on an ongoing basis, and we always learn what we can do better. We're focused on making sure that our riders are comfortable and can rely on our service.
As we close the fiscal year, I'm confident with the level of support we now see at the state and federal level, we will have ample opportunities ahead of us to invest in Capitol Corridor service. On behalf of my entire team here at Capitol Corridor, I'd like to thank you for your support and patronage, and we look forward to seeing you on the train.